And good morning. It's Jason Mann with Jim Check. Kelowna Now live on YouTube and X. Check on our 5-day weather forecast coming up in just a couple of moments. First off,
welcome back to the work week. How about that? First off, right?
First off, welcome back to the work week. Nice day. And our top headline this morning is BC's integrated homicide investigation team says a 13-year-old boy and his father were the victims in a targeted double homicide in Richmond.
Wow, a boy and his 46, the 13-year-old boy and his 46-year-old dad were killed in their home on Thursday. Initial evidence suggests it was a targeted incident, and police are still working to determine a motive. It appears it wasn't gang-related, though. The name of the father and son have yet to be released. The police said the father and son were not known to police and were alone in the home at the time of the incident. That's really sad.
A Kamloops nurse has been reprimanded after he prepared the wrong medication for a patient undergoing surgery.
Patrick Retnua did not follow proper medication administration procedures during the incident in an operating theater on September 19, 2022. The patient was ultimately given the wrong medication by a second healthcare professional. At the end of it, he's agreed to a prohibition of an unspecified length, barring him from being the sole registered nurse on duty and being the nurse in charge or practicing in critical care areas.
And manslaughter could be hard to prove in an Alberta officer shooting, says a BC professor.
Yeah, this one's a strange one. Manslaughter charges have been filed against a man accused of selling a gun to a 16-year-old who took his own life after fatally shooting 2 Edmonton police officers in an unusual case. Police arrested 19-year-old Dennis Okimau last month. He faces 3 counts of manslaughter for the deaths of the officer and the young shooter, identified in the court records as Roman Shuchuk. Okimau is also charged with criminal negligence causing death and criminal negligence causing bodily harm. So the police... that's terrible. The police were responding to a call about a family dispute in an apartment building on March 16th when Shuchuk gunned them down, and the police said the boy also shot his mother during the struggle over the gun. He then shot and killed himself. So that'd be interesting to see how that plays out.
Jeez. And in Kamloops, GoFundMe has been started for a TRU athlete, one of the ones who was injured but survived that multi-vehicle crash just a week or so ago.
One of the athletes died in that crash. Riley Brennan is currently in the hospital in Lower Mainland recovering from surgery, and the extent of his injuries are still unknown. There's a GoFundMe set up. You can go to KelownaNow.com and you can see that GoFundMe and you can follow the link. They've raised nearly $19,000 already, and their goal is to raise $65,000.
And the Okanagan Humane Society has shared details of another animal in its care in the hopes that the public continues to support their holiday season fundraiser. This one is a kitten who was found with a broken leg in Rutland.
Yeah, the lady was walking to her truck when she heard some meowing and crying nearby, which led her to find the young kitten hiding underneath the vehicle. The kitten was kind of helpless trying to walk, struggling to put weight on its hind leg. No collar, no ID. The woman scooped up the kitten, rushed it to the vet clinic, and obviously they've done some care to the thing. And the OHS is currently running their annual Angels for Animals giving campaign, and donations will match up to $25,000. So this is the kind of work they do. So if you feel able and willing, head to KelownaNow.com and then make a donation to help them continue to do their good work for this great little kitten here.
Oh, and this is going to be exciting. If you're a backyard astronomer, upcoming Geminid meteor shower is a must-see event. This is December 13th and the 14th.
Yeah, the shower will produce about 120 meteors per hour with some bright fireballs. There you go. The annual meteor showers are produced when Earth crosses debris fields from the comets as we orbit the sun. And this is why various showers occur at the same time each year.
Well, we'll hopefully have a clear night sky on the 13th that night or early in the morning.
And here's one for you.
Yeah, a pint of donut beer is sure to help you beat the winter blues, right?
Who doesn't love donuts?
Especially if it's a jelly donut. Look at that.
Jelly donut beer. I mean, they're doing everything with beer. When I was growing up, it was basically like, I think there was a couple beers, right?
Yeah, it was dark or light. Bitter or bitterer.
I think there's that Pilsner one, the cow on the thing, black label. I don't know. I don't drink a lot of beer. But, you know, like you can not only drink beer, you can eat it, I guess, right? Because it has... Josh does our column. Josh, our news director, does this. This is his
love, his passion.
He's a beer connoisseur, and he finds cool beers. And this one is out of Abbotsford, I think, or Langley. Well, Abbotsford and Chilliwack. And Exila's Donuts. And they kind of put together some kind of like combination of that. So you can go read that whole column. Josh writes it up really nicely. The first donut brew is a crisp amber ale made with premium malts and a hearty helping of Zilla's delicious apple fritter donuts.
So it's going to be sweet and appley.
I think if you ate a donut while you're having a beer, you'd almost make the same thing. No? I don't know.
I don't know. Now we have to try it.
Well, there you go. You could do the tasting test there.
For the first,
on to sports, right?
Yeah, on to sports. And for the first time in nearly a half a century, the AAA boys volleyball team has won 3 consecutive BC provincial championships, and they call Kelowna home. It's KSS. Way to go. Congratulations.
You know, the Owls are storied, kind of like they do great in basketball always. I mean, they have that tournament once a year there, too. They won 3 in a year now, entering, and they took down Yale Secondary in the finals on Saturday, becoming the first AAA boys volleyball team to three-peat since Revelstoke did it back in 1974. Wow, crazy. And then we did that story on the KSS Owls. Corvin, our sports reporter, got that story out there. The females also won, and he's tracking down that story. But we did get an article, or somebody wrote into us, and they said they noticed the article about the KSS boys teams winning volleyballs. And I assume the article about KSS girls winning team, their 4A provincial on the same day is still coming, or does Kelowna now only cover male sports? Well, that's not true. We cover all sports. The bigger story is that probably at KSS won 2 provincials on the same day. It's very upsetting that you only focus on boys and ignore girls despite their equally excellent accomplishments. Well, I can tell you that we do cover all sports, and we do. You're working on right now with a bunch of sports associations to come in here. We're trying to get them all. How many associations do we have in so far?
So far, we've signed up 4 associations.
So that's cheer,
lacrosse, Okanagan Sun, and Kelowna Pickleball.
And we invite all associations to come in. We're trying to cover more sports. We do not get any funding from the government like many other media outlets. We get 0, so we try to do the best we can. We are a very connected community. So I can say this to you. It's great that you send us feedback, because we do look at that feedback. But Corvin did reach out to the female coach, and he's just waiting for information. He's doing that story this morning. He got that information late last night. So that story will be going up. So again, if you have a sports association or teams that want to get covered, definitely reach out to us, and we'll make sure that coverage happens.
And the Kelowna Rockets split on the road. I guess they won on Friday night against Vancouver, but Seattle Thunderbirds had other plans on Saturday.
Yeah, they were going for 4 straight after that big skid. And they were in this game though, right? Yeah. Seattle did win it 3-2 in the third period though. So.
And John Babcock scored in Vancouver, one of the big plays there. He calls Vancouver home, so it would have been nice for his mom and grandmom to see that.
Yeah. So the Rockets now head on that road trip that goes way out east there, and they'll play against the Regina Pats. I think they do that Eastern road trip every second year or something like that when they go way out east, like Regina and Moose Jaw.
That's a haul. Stuff, right? That's a haul, all right.
That's a long bus ride.
Yeah. And look at this. Some local inventors have invented a shower that uses 80% less water and still has incredible pressure.
Yeah, Steve did this story. Steve, our business reporter. We're going to see if we can get them in here to talk about their rain stick. Alicia and Sean McFetridge of Kelowna have hit the shower sweet spot. They invented a system that uses 80% less water than the traditional shower while doubling water flow and maintaining strong water pressure. That's pretty cool. It's super efficient. It uses 20 liters of water per 10-minute shower as opposed to 100 liters of water, right? So it recycles the water. So that's interesting. You can head to KelownaNow.com and you can read all about this story. And like I said, we're going to try to get them in here to do a little introduction of this and show us how this works too.
Yeah.
There you go. Congrats.
And if you could just get working on those low pressure flush toilets now.
And some other finance news. We got some Spotify.
Adapting to slower growth. Reducing its workforce by 17%. And so obviously some changes happening there.
Yeah, so I think we've seen this across many, many large Fortune 500 companies, whatever. They're cutting. This is a big cut. 17% of the workforce is being cut.
Notice that the CBC has announced some potential cuts here.
News, I did see that there's 300 to 500 employees being cut.
Yeah, maybe even 700.
So they're saying these cuts, when they acknowledged expanding their team significantly during COVID 2021, when easy money was out there, money supply is tightening up, and so they're making cuts. So that's another reason that these interest rates seem to come down, because not only is it driving up house prices and that, it is also causing companies to curtail capital investments and investments in employees and that. So surging though.
Gold and Bitcoin?
And Bitcoin, yeah.
Hand in
Bitcoin
hand.
broke 40,000 there the other day. Gold broke a record high this morning and has come off sharply since then, but it'll bounce around in there. And I guess that growing expectation of interest rate decreases in early 2024 has propelled gold prices to record highs, despite, like Jay Powell saying that it's not going to, ease up on interest rates. But, I think they believe that they're just talking tough right now because I think the economy says otherwise. So Bitcoin is also experiencing a surge, recently surpassing $41,000 US. That's US. So in Canadian dollars, that's over $50,000, with its recovery this year partly fueled by anticipated rate cuts, optimism surrounding spot ETF launches. And with all that stuff going on with Binance and FTX and that, they actually say on the other side, the pro-Bitcoin people are saying getting rid of those exchanges actually helps Bitcoin as the legitimate only one. All those, they call them, it starts with S coins, that they won't survive. But I mean, they're all the
S
same.
coins, that kind of like pink sheets, kind of like.
Yeah, S coins with I think S with an 8 hit on the end of it, right? They call that. But I don't know. And in other news, they used to fly out of here. I think they're going to start again in mid-September. Alaska Airlines reached an agreement to acquire Hawaiian Airlines, and maybe that's good news, Colin. That's the only reason to bring it up, is that maybe we'll get some more flights to Hawaii. And who doesn't want to go to Hawaii?
Yeah, that's interesting.
There you go. So there you go. Hawaiian Airlines has faced some challenges, partly due to the Maui fires and decrease in travel to and from Asia. So maybe combining with Alaskan Airlines, and I think they got to get approval yet, but maybe we can get some flights direct to Kelowna. Because there is WestJet, I think, flies direct. I've been on that flight direct to Hawaii. So,
but Alaska Air, it's not a bad airline. And one of the things that's really nice about Alaska is they have good craft brew beers on board.
Do they? And
Portland.
Don't they have Alaskan crab on board? I have no idea. I can't eat crab. I'm allergic. But on to events. Yeah,
the West Kelowna Fire Crews are preparing for the 26th annual food drive.
Yeah, firefighters and staff are asking residents across the Greater West Side to help them support the Central Okanagan Food Bank. Residents are asked to keep an eye out for firefighters and staff throughout the community as they go door to door in a handful of neighborhoods to collect non-perishable food donations, and that's going to be happening on Monday and Tuesday between 5 and 8 p.m. And if you're not at home, you can also bring down food. They've got collection bins set up outside each fire hall until January 2nd. So there you go. You can donate some food there. And 5 things.
Yes. So the Oxford English Dictionary has chosen its word of the year. Can you guess?
Riz? Do I have Riz? Do you have Riz?
I guess
Marcy has Riz for sure. Marcy has all the Riz.
I don't know. What is Riz?
I guess it's short for charisma.
I guess I don't then, eh?
We have the opposite of Riz. Disriz.
Also, I guess
it's popular with Gen Z. It means romantic appeal or charm.
Okay. Riz.
You definitely don't have it.
Well, one person would disagree. I think. I hope.
She's probably had too much of that donut beer. I kid. I jest. Whoa. In our EV news, we got a couple of things. One, the Cybertruck made its big launch, and some of the video on this thing, like there's a lot of negativity out there about it too, like, saying that it won't sell because it's ugly. Some people think it's ugly, but just showing you some of the the views on it, 20 million views on the launch itself when Elon did the announcement. I mean, it was kind of like low budget. I don't know if you watched it or not. It was kind of like, I don't know. We could have helped. He did it out of the back of the truck. CarWow did a couple initial. CarWow is that big review site out of the UK. They did a couple of videos, 3 million views. Haggerty got 3 million views. Top Gear also did a small review. They got 2 million views. And then CarWow did a drag race, got 2.4 million. And Carmudgeon shows at 100K. So it is getting people's attention for sure. Yeah, so we have that. And then we just had to share this. This is our news van / transit van, and then just like talking about engineering genius.
What do you notice about this situation that doesn't make any sense at all?
I'm not sure.
All right, well then moving on.
Moving on. Just seeing odd photos out there.
Did we have a video of the EV lineup? Is that where you wanted to go next to?
I think, Marcia, a friend of mine sent me this because they think I'm EV bullish and they need me to temper my EV
ambition or enthusiasm. Enthusiasm.
Marcy's trying to find it there. Anyway, they sent me a video showing the lineups in California for people trying to get a charge. Do you have that video?
Charge your car, huh? Well, don't come here. You'll be here till 3 o'clock in the morning. And that's just the cars that are getting charged. And this is the line of the cars wanting to get charged. And this is the great hoax to get rid of gasoline so that you can go sit in a line and plug your car in.
What I did send back to my friend was, notice no Teslas in that lineup.
Okay, so what's your observation then? Why is that important?
Tesla supercharging network is the largest fueling network in the world, and it's probably one of the more superior fueling stations. And it's now being adopted by most automobile manufacturers, and that includes Ford and GM and a bunch of them.
So these are growing pains. We're sort of in that transitionary period.
Yeah. Well, you experience it yourself because you drive a Kona, and the charging networks for the other cars, because it's going to be a couple of years before they get access to the Tesla supercharger. The charging infrastructure for the other cars is plagued with chargers that don't work, hard to use, underpowered, and all that kind of stuff. Takes too long on the underpowered. So definitely Tesla has the standard for charging. And again, the cool thing about that is that Tesla has opened that up to the other auto manufacturers. And I'd say the bulk of them have now signed up for that. So you'll be able to access Tesla superchargers soon. That will help. I also had a conversation with another fine lady this weekend telling me that, like nobody's buying EVs in Europe. They're just fields of these EVs that nobody wants. I'm just like, well, I mean, again, not true. The number one selling car in Europe, not EV, is the Model Y. And also I have seen these fields of these little small electric cars that were a failure that cost more to replace the battery. But again, they're just like anything. Whenever there's new technology, there's going to be a lot of technology that's not done so well. And then there's going to be ones that are done so well. But we are moving forward to it. And then she was telling me that hybrids are the future. Hybrids have a place for sure. But typically you could say it's the best of both worlds or the worst of both worlds, because you're not getting away with any of the maintenance costs because you still have a gasoline engine, an underpowered gasoline engine, and an underpowered battery. You could say the worst of both worlds because you're having to maintain both of those things now. The batteries typically are 60, 70 kilometers of range. They're not bad if you're driving in town and that's all you're doing, but you're basically now paying for two technologies in the same car. I do believe that they're great in many instances, I think, for cabs and stuff like that. I think they're awesome, right? Because they do have regen braking. I think Toyota's done an amazing job with that Prius. Prius is like a flagship kind of car. Toyota, if you're going to buy one, probably buy a Toyota. Like, you're going to buy a hybrid. They make great hybrids. So Hyundai's doubling down on their EV stuff, though, too. I noticed that on the weekend, too, that they're shutting down one of their ICE car manufacturing lines, and they're going to go all EV on it. So, and they're going to start selling their cars on Amazon as well. So
they have a history of battery manufacturing, so probably it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, I think Hyundai is like really like going to push hard into this, right? And it's great. So we're going to do another Energize show this week, so look for it, and we'll cover off some of these. So keep sending all the stuff that you think is wrong with it. Love it. You know what I mean? Just keep sending it to me because it's great. From there, we'll clear up the misconceptions.
Get to the bottom of it, if you will.
Oh yeah, and then here's some cool footage that was sent to us too as well. Look at this, the deer waiting at the bus stop there at early in the morning as they cross the road there. Ugh. And I think this buck there,
the crossing guard,
has all his wives there with him. They're crossing the road. Maybe all his children. I'm not sure. There's a lot of deer there. Dear me. Lots of deer in Kelowna.
Lots of city deer.
I have had 2 fawns raised in my yard. Not that I was raising them; they just used my backyard.
That's pretty.
They like it.
Shall we check out the weather forecast?
Let's do the weather.
It is brought to you by ATB Wealth. Realize your vision of wealth at atb.com/wealth Kelowna. We will see both today, showers and flurries, with a steady temperature of 3 degrees all day today and throughout the night as well. So depending on the system, the time of day, and where you are, you will see some wet stuff, be it snow or rain. And I've got some quick images here to take a look at. This is the Coquihalla connector at Elkhart Road right now, or at least in the last couple of hours. So just take a look there and be careful.
Drive safe. Make sure you have winter tires.
And then, yay, look at this. We are starting to see the snow build up at Big White Ski Village. With a little bit of luck, this will be the week that they open up. And if they do, we'll start bringing you ski reports on Thursdays.
On Thursday, we're going to have somebody from Big White call in, or video in, and give us a snow report for the weekend.
Yeah, so let's take a look and see what it looks like here as we look out towards the rest of the week. We do see some rain tomorrow in the forecast, and possibly some more showers on the way Wednesday, although those will be evening showers. So rain steady throughout the day tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that will be snow up at Big White. Mostly cloudy day on Wednesday and a high of 0 down to -3 overnight. So some evening showers, maybe some more snow flurries as well then. For Friday, just some sun and cloud, high of 2. And then Saturday, again, mix of sun and cloud, maybe some showers or flurries later on in the day towards the evening. So that's the way things are shaping up for your 5-day weather forecast, brought to you by ATB Wealth.
And we're on all the time we're on at 9 a.m. with the news. We're on again at 4 p.m. with the news. And that's twice a day, Monday through Friday. You can find us on KelownaNow.com, X, YouTube,
TikTok.
You did something on TikTok. You did the parade.
Yeah, in fact, did the it was the Kettle Valley Light Up Parade over the weekend, and was down there getting the parade off the top on TikTok. It was a big parade. There was thousands of people up there watching the parade, and it was quite long. It took about 2.5 hours for it to go all the way around and back up. So my daughters, I had 2 of them in the parade. So I got parade coming down into main Kettle Valley on TikTok, and then I went around and caught the front end of the parade again, coming back to the school where they were mustering to disband. Anyways, got that second live stream on X. So.
Is that all people from the area that kind of put the floats together? Or is that just everybody in Kelowna kind of puts a float in there?
Yeah, it was people from all over Kelowna, about 26 different floats, and the profits or the proceeds went towards the Bridge, which is a youth.
They do good work.
Yeah, really great work working with youth with addiction. So,
and then Candy Cane Lane opened, I think,
over the weekend
Friday,
is
something like that. Yeah. So there's a little bit that you can go do there. You can do that every night. I think one of the neighbors reached out to us and said, "Tell them it's over at 10 because they want to put their kids to bed." Because I think our store starts on 10:30.
I bet.
So they probably get a little bit of traffic there. Sometimes something's good is good, but then they probably get a lot of traffic at night. Yeah. And then there you go.
Everybody just needs to agree to shut off their lights. So maybe a certain time on Candy Cane Lane there.
Maybe the government should just turn off everybody's.
Oh.
And it's time to go to sleep.
Maybe they
power everything down.
Okay, well, on that
I probably
note,
shouldn't have given
Merry
that idea.
Christmas. Happy New Year. Come on.
We are in the Christmas month here, so it is. We're going to start 13 Days of Christmas here right away. We've got some great prizes. There'll be a prize every day that you can win.
Big
13
prizes.
Days of Christmas. Good prizes, really good prizes. You have to be a newsletter subscriber to win.
So you can get an early start at that.
We would appreciate if you subscribe to our newsletter because, again, like I said earlier, we do not get any funding from the government, unlike many other media outlets. And so we rely on you, the community, to keep our reporters working. So the more that we can reach people, the better.
All right. On that note, have a great day. We'll be back again this afternoon.